Yes, and we can go. So, the blessed son, thank you very much for being here for the AMA and presenting your project, the Red Ape Family.
The
What?
pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really an honor to be here and to talk to you guys about the Red Ape family.
Thank you, thank you. And so, what we usually do is like a short introduction of yourself, the team, like people you're working with, and we can then jump into the project.
Of course. My name is Yusuf, and people in the NFT space call me the Blessed Son. That nickname actually got I got it from an AMA that I was doing with a couple of friends because I entered the NFT space around year and a half, a little bit more than a year and a half, and because my dad is a digital artist, and I entered the space because I wanted to help him sell his art.
Okay.
So moving from there, I become a collector. One of my first NFTs that I collected it was Bored Apes. Got very lucky actually to be at the right time in the right room where people were saying that
Mm-hmm.
we should go and get these NFTs under half an ETH. So yeah,
Are you still
and then
holding
from
some?
there, I am still holding. I am
Nice.
still holding. Yeah, and from there, I wanted to contribute to the space and move from from a collector to a creator. And the first project that came to my mind, it was the Red Ape family, because the Bored Apes, they gave us the IP rights,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the first time that it was done. And I started like trying to think outside the box, looking at everyone, just like making derivatives and selling them, or like putting the apes on t-shirts, on mugs, etc. And decided to do something different. And I chose the most difficult kind of different that it exists, which is animation, because it's very time consuming, super expensive, and um, and it requires a lot of time, a lot of people, and a lot of motivation. And yeah, I partnered with a friend here in Dubai who has an animation studio. We started small, and then we partnered with Two Chainz, the rapper, who joined us as an executive producer on the show. And from there, we continued growing, hiring people. We dropped then a teaser, then a first episode. And from there, after that first episode, actually, the whole thing changed,
Yep.
because obviously we got some money from our first mint, and we moved from like being 15 people to around 66 people all around the world, from LA to Dubai to Australia, several artists, voice actors. Um, and then we hired a screenwriter from Hollywood, Adam G. Simon, who joined us a couple of months ago now. And then we also hired Just Soul, who's an Indian influencer, TikToker, Instagrammer with over like 6 million followers on his Instagram. He's a comedian, makes people laugh, so it
Yeah, it's pretty
it made
famous.
sense
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, it made sense to add him to the show as well. And then from there, the major thing that we did, we hired the same animation studio that worked on season 3 and season 4 of Rick and Morty.
Okay. Is
It's
that
called
like
Digitoons.
Digitoons? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And so we hired them, and they're the ones who animated our second episode. And from there, we kept growing. All our growth was 100% organic. We never paid for any like Twitter craziness or any Discord thing. No bots, no anything. It kept growing organically, and that's what we love.
Mm-hmm.
Our Discord has almost like 10,000 people, with always around like 2,500 people online, which is quite good, um, of a ratio. And our first episode had around almost 1 million views, like 900K views.
Yep.
And actually, we also had like a minute and a half of that episode on our Twitter, and it got viewed almost 3 million times. And our second episode was dropped like 48 hours ago. So we did the pre-screening like a week ago, but like the
Mm-hmm.
official one dropped like 2 days ago, and we already have, I think, 32,000 views, which is quite good, I would say.
Yeah, nice
So yeah,
statistic. Yeah.
so that's very briefly about our project. We have a bunch of utilities. Our roadmap is obviously motivated by making a TV show
Mm-hmm.
as the first main thing, but also our main objective is to bridge all the NFT communities together because we have a lot of Ape Maxis, a lot of Cool Cats Maxis. Now we have a lot of Moonbird Smart Maxis. And our goal actually is to bring all these people together in a show where people can see like an ape talking to a lion and a lion interacting with a vampire. And it's like different PFPs that come to life. They get names, they get a story, they get a voice, and then it's like different projects interacting with each other. And that's one of the beauties of our Discord is like everyone is coming from a different project
Yep.
because once we introduce like a character inside our show, people get excited, they come to our Discord, start asking us questions about that. And so it creates a lot of synergies. So you have like people who have desperate ape wives, they will go and buy sneaky vampires and vice versa. And like everybody's cheering for the same team.
Yes.
So that's like our main goal is like creating this bridge between all these projects. The use of IP, of course, that's also very important for us. We've been an advocate for the use of IP since September of last year, telling people that they should use their IP, that they should license it correctly,
Mm-hmm.
um, that anyone with a good NFT, he should be aware about the value of what he holds. So we did a lot of that, telling people about that. And one of the major things that we did, we partnered with a company, a Canadian company called Ronin. And Ronin, they have an app that actually gives access to Apple TV, to Samsung TV, to like TCL, Sony, a lot of these TVs. It gives us literally access to 45 million houses all around the world.
Okay.
And the Red Ape Family actually now, you can find it on Apple TV if you have this app of Ronin installed. Or like if you have this app of Ronin installed on your smart Samsung TV, you can watch the Red Ape Family there. So it was like super big for us because all of a sudden these NFTs that people were like, like people will laugh at us in general, like, what do you do with these NFTs? Well, like they're on TV now. So that was like something major for us, what we did, because we were the first ones to ever put NFTs on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and we do also stream on YouTube because it's easy for a lot of people because we don't want only NFT people to enjoy the Red Ape family. We want also non-NFT people so they can learn about NFTs, about the space in general,
Yep. Trying to bring the mass,
and
yeah,
get
into
involved.
the space.
Exactly, exactly. We want them to get involved, and yeah, this generates obviously revenue. So far, we didn't generate that much because this deal was signed after we dropped the first episode, after the 800,000 actually views.
Okay.
So we're like hoping for the second episode to generate quite a good sum of money. Actually, 50% of that goes back to the holders of our first and second episodes. Those are like the Genesis episodes. So anyone who holds any, because we sell our episodes as NFTs. That's like what we do in terms of how we generate revenue to produce the show. And our Genesis NFTs are episode one and episode two because there were only 333 NFTs per episode.
Okay.
and it was almost at one ETH, and it both of them are sold out since a very long time. And now we have like the mint of the third episode that is going to open next week. And yeah, one of the other, so all the people who have episode one and episode two, they're considered as executive producers. Their names are in the credits of our episodes, and they get to share a little bit of profit from what we make. And that's like apart from the royalties as well. And obviously, as I said, the money generated from advertising and streaming. And one, I think, last thing before I open it for questions for all of you is we did a big partnership lately with Diesel, the fashion brand.
Okay, yeah.
So they're officially dressing our apes in our episodes, and got so beautiful relationship with these guys. They are very genuine, and they want to grow in this space as well. I become also their Web3 advisor, so it worked very well. And they are like dressing now our apes with their wearables. So they went phygital, I think that's how we call it. Like they have like physical items. They made them as NFTs. They sold them to people, and we took those NFTs and we've put them actually on our apes. We gave all the assets to Digitunes, and Digitunes like they made the animation of
Yeah, they made the
the apes
magic.
where exactly. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So they liked that. The community vibed with it, and we're looking now at like growing this relationship. A little alpha here that we didn't even tell our communities that there will be a drop that we will do with Diesel, a joint one between the Red Ape family and Diesel,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that would be awesome. And only our holders will be
But
actually benefiting from that.
the holder from episode 1 and 2, or like also the ongoing.
One, two, three,
Okay.
even the ongoing one, even the ongoing one. It's only our holders and their holders of their NFTs.
Okay.
That's how it's gonna be.
And you were talking
So
about like all the advantages and the perks of getting like the Genesis episode 1 and 2. What are the perks of and advantages of like the next episode, the third one, and the other coming?
So the major one is the use of IP. So one of the most beautiful things we have
Oh,
is if
maybe
you hold.
if I can interrupt, maybe you can uh, what IP means for like I mean it's intellectual property, so everyone's know what that
Yes,
means in the in the chat.
of course. So if you have an NFT that you love, let's say you have a Bored Ape, for example. If you have a Bored Ape, we know that Bored Ape Yacht Club, they give you a commercial right on your ape. You can use the intellectual property however you want because you own it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to you when they sold that NFT to you. So it means that you can use that intellectual property in animation, in advertising. You can put it on t-shirts and sell them, and they will never come to you and say, hey, you have to share with us the money or you have to give us something. There are other projects also who do that. Um, some of them do it like it's exclusive. You have all the rights. Some it's not exclusive. It means like they can, for example, Cool Cats, their intellectual property, they will give it to you,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, they can use also your cats in anything they want. So you have the IP and they have the IP. It's like shared between both the creator and the owner of the NFT.
All right.
So this is just very briefly to explain a bit what is intellectual property. So if you hold, for example, a Bored Ape and you have our episode 3 NFT, you can enter a casting call, which means that you can submit your ape to be featured in episode 4. And what happens is generally we get like around 50 people who will apply with different NFTs. It can be
Mm-hmm.
big projects, small projects, and our showrunner, scriptwriter, and the director of the show, they will pick 10 NFTs based on the script, what it has, etc., because it needs to match. We will pick 10, and then our community, out of these 10, they pick three.
Okay.
And so people who get selected, they get compensated in a way or another. It can be in NFTs, or if the value of that NFT that they have is very high, then we can consider like other sorts of compensation. We've seen this with Coinbase, what they did lately when they announced that they will be doing a trilogy with Bored Apes. They said that they will compensate people for their intellectual property $10,000. A lot of people didn't like that. Some people went for it. So, like, it's about like licensing the IP from an owner so someone else can use it. The difference between what they do and what we do is when you license your ape to Coinbase, they have the right to use it in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Even like after 10 years, after 100 years, they can still use it. And for us, we cap that per episode, etc. So that person can do whatever they want with their IP. If they want to sell the ape, if they want, do whatever they want. So that's a beautiful perk because we literally create actors out of an NFT of someone. It is really good, especially if like a project is not that famous, so they get that visibility of like what is this character,
Yep.
it belongs to which project, etc. So that's something that is good. We always do giveaways. For our holders of, for example, if it's episode three, they will because we do a lot of partnerships with other projects. So there will be like always giveaways from those partnerships that we do. So they will gift us, for example, 10 NFTs. We will raffle them to our community, etc.
Okay.
And other things that we have a brand that we created. It's called Gravity. So in episode one, our holders they got Gravity sneakers. It's NFTs, but one of them was like a physical one got raffled, and one of our community members who has a shop actually that makes sneakers made a real life one. So it's like very community based. So for the
That's nice.
community, by the community. So it stays like within the community. It's really good. It creates like a good vibe. For episode two, we're doing the Gravity Heels. So basically, why this Gravity brand? Because our show is in Mars and in a city called Muskville. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and if people don't wear this Gravity sneakers, they will float actually.
Okay.
and
Makes
uh,
sense.
and so like anyone needs those Gravity sneakers. And when we partnered with the Desperate Ape Wives, it gave us this idea of creating also Gravity heels. So it's not just like based about like men sneakers, etc. We want to do something also beautiful and feminine and inclusive to everyone. So we're doing for our episode two holders the Gravity Heels. They will be available to claim after 2 weeks after the mint of our third episode. And for the third episode, there will be like something else based on this brand as well. And actually, sky is the limit. So as I said, like there will be the diesel drop. We get like bombarded with requests to do stuff, but we're very selective on what we do because we don't want the show to become like a zoo. We
Yeah.
can't have like all the animals or like all the NFTs of the world. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. And there will be also merch shop that is gonna open. We already have like five plots in the sandbox that four of them are built already, but we didn't open the cinema yet. We will be opening the Red Ape Family Cinema in there,
Okay.
where
You can watch like the
like
shows.
anyone. Yeah, not just our show, but like other shows. That's like the main objective, and then later on, all the money generated from that will go back to the community. there will be like specific wallet for that, etc. So all this is in, in our roadmap, and so far we've been delivering on all the promises we said we will do. In episode one, we said we will raffle a board ape and three mutants, and we did. Cost us almost 400K, but for the community, it was worth it. And we delivered the episodes, and the quality improved a lot. People liked it, and we will continue to build this project because we believe in it really a lot. And as I was describing in the beginning, there are a lot of projects with PFPs. Ours is a bit different because it's about animation. But
Yeah.
what we produce, for example, just episode two cost us to produce $500,000. So we really put the money that we get into our project. So that's something very important for people to know because it means that we're builders, not here to suck the ETH or anything from our holders.
Yeah, very nice to know, and like that you're transparent about those number. I had a question. Like, let's say I have a boar ape. I apply for the casting, and my ape's getting selected. Can I like do
Mhm.
the voice, or are you hiring like professional to do the voice? Like, are you like do you let your let's say client, not the or customer, like do this, or you?
It will really depend. So far, we're using the Voice Actors Academy in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
It's from there where we are getting actually our voice actors, except for the main character. He's here based in Dubai. Actually, it's someone we know, and there is another voice actor who is here in Dubai, a professional one. He does this for a living for a very long time. He's the one voicing Hector,
Okay.
the whiteboard ape, and he's voicing the skull as well. He's doing two characters, and all the others they're outsourced to the Voice Actors Academy in Los Angeles. But um, if someone is interested to voice his character, we can give him the chance, of course,
Yeah,
but
to
it
see
needs
if
to
it's
be good,
match. Yeah, it needs to be good and
of
professional.
course. Yeah, it needs to be good. It depends where he can go and record because we have a deal with this academy, for example, in Los Angeles, and if we need someone, it needs to fly there. It needs to make sense.
Yeah,
That's
sure, sure.
so. As a matter of fact, we licensed for our fourth episode. We licensed a CryptoPunk. We were the first project to ever license a CryptoPunk. It happened the same night that Yuga Labs acquired the IP of Larva Labs,
Okay.
and they said that all the CryptoPunk and Meebits owners now they have the right to use their intellectual property as they wish. So we licensed a CryptoPunk, and the owner of that CryptoPunk, he is good actually at voice acting. He is here in Dubai, so it's easy because we have a studio here,
Okay.
and
Very
he,
nice.
he insisted he insisted in actually coming and doing the voice. But obviously, we told him if it's bad, we will replace it. But we said, the opportunity is open. And this goes in line with what we do in general, because in the end, the Red Ape Family is not just a show; it's a platform. It's an artistic platform. We bring musicians that like nobody knows about, and they're trying to make a living. So, for example, we have our intro song. It's made by a Londonian rapper called Lash. Um, he's not known, in
Mm-hmm.
the music world. He's trying to make it, etc. So we brought him. He did that for us. Now he's getting some views, some requests. A lot of people love that music. They're asking who is this. In our first and second episodes, we have a couple of on the walls. You can see that there's some art, and if you notice, like people need to focus and see it, but we give the for free. We don't ask for money from these artists. We want to give them actually the chance to display their art, so people can see it, get interested, and maybe buy it in the future. So it goes in line. We wanna encourage actually artists, musicians, anyone who is trying to make an honest living. So that's also part of what we do, and that's why the voice acting is um, is always open. There is a guy who's a YouTuber. He made a video about us. Actually, when we dropped our first episode, he criticized us for
Hmm.
that. And then he made a second video when we dropped the second episode, and he was like, "Wow, I am so amazed with like how you improved and the new teams you hired, etc." And then we started talking to him, and he told us he is in some difficulties financially, and he was like, "Can I voice act?" And I was like, "I like your voice. We can give you a chance. Why not?" So that's like the kind of vibe that we want to have. Very inclusive, open for
Opportunities.
artistic opportunities for musicians, for artists, for voice actors. Anyone who's here to build, who's here for the community, who's here to make an honest living, as I said.
That's very nice. And also, so you are talking about like all those NFT that can like the collaboration. Maybe we'll have a
Mhm.
chance in one episode to see a mask popping off like one of the apes, one of the syndicate mask.
It can happen. It can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the show is we control everything that happens in there. Obviously, it needs to make sense. Like, fine, it it doesn't need to be on an ape. It can be like
Yeah, no, I'm like, I was
the
thinking,
scene or something. But it
or just a mask
if it
hanging on
fits
the walls, like when you
on
go
a wall,
to
like in
on a
the coffee
bar.
shop or
Yeah,
something. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that's something we'll
And
discuss further then.
very happy to discuss it, of course.
And yeah,
So yeah.
something I didn't ask. How many episodes? Like, I mean, I think the more the better. But right now, what is the goal? Like, let's say for the end of the year, and maybe in the 5 next year. Like classical interview question.
Normally, we produce an episode every. So let me tell you how it began.
Hmm.
Um, it began with small episodes. We're gonna make 5 minutes episodes. That was the initial plan, and we will drop an episode every month. That was the initial plan. And then when people started to know about our utility, about our roadmap, what we are trying to build, we got some people working for Netflix, for Amazon, advising us and telling us if you want one day to be on Netflix, you can't have episodes that are only 5 minutes long.
Okay.
That content, that format is not adapted for these platforms. So we moved into between 18 to 22 minutes because that's the type of content that they like. Basically, when you watch like Rick and Morty,
Yeah, Rick and
BoJack,
Morty,
The
and like
Simpsons,
also like the old like
these
TV show like Friends. Everything's like yeah,
yes,
between 20 to 25 minutes.
exactly. So we moved to that. So we changed a little bit our timeline. So instead of like doing an episode every month, our second episode took us a lot of time actually to produce, a little bit over 4 months because we had to rig all the characters from scratch, design all the backgrounds, the entire city, etc. The next episodes will take less time because you can reuse some of your backgrounds. Your characters are already drawn. Your characters, you already know their facial expressions, etc. You don't need to create that from scratch. So the second episode was very time consuming and it was very money hungry as well because you need to create all this ecosystem from scratch. Because basically, when you think about it, an episode in a city is like if you're creating a 2D metaverse because you're creating a city with all its backgrounds. Where is the coffee shop? Where is the house? Where is the council? Where do they go to? I don't know, like to catch an airplane in the
Mm-hmm.
airport, etc. So all that needs to be designed, and we do it also in 3D. So it gives an idea to whoever then is drawing in 2D. about like how the space is, how small is the house, how big is the house, how so all that took us a lot of time. So we produced the second episode between 4.5 to 5.5 months. So it took us actually a lot of time. And now the plan is every 2 months to drop an episode, keeping in mind that episodes of Rick and Morty, they take up to 9 months to make. So one episode of Rick and Morty, it takes 9 months. The reason why they don't take 5 years to make a season, it's because they have like multiple teams working at the same time.
Yep.
You will find like 8 directors, 8 producers, five animation teams, etc. Because they have a much higher budget, of course,
Of course, yeah, they
to
split up the
produce
task
and
and yeah,
yeah.
makes sense.
So for us, we're aiming at doing it like every 2 months, and the plan right now is to make 10 episodes. And after the 10 episodes, we want to be on a big platform, like Adult Swim or be on Netflix or be on Hulu, etc.
Okay.
So that's like one of our plans. After the 10 episodes, we will reevaluate then in terms of seasons what we want to do. Do we want to produce three? Do we want to produce five? Stop there, create something new that is in line with what we do, and then become more of like, like a holding that has a lot of shows under it or something like that. For now, we're driving the Red Ape family towards producing 10 episodes. And from there, we're going to again reevaluate where we want to go and keep building.
Okay. Nice. What would you say like was one of the most difficult tasks you encounter like since the beginning of the launch of the project?
Everything is difficult, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
when you're building it.
So let me put it this way. I am an engineer with a master's degree in IT,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm making animation and TV shows. So like getting outside of your comfort zone, like my comfort zone is in a country, and I am like in another country. That's how I can like describe it. So it's like I had to learn a lot of things. Managing a community is hard. um, Managing over 66 people, you need to pay them on time. You need to pay all the bills. You need to make sure that everything is done properly, zero mistakes, from the audio to character drawing to the suppliers that you have to the subcontractors in different countries. You need to fly some people, for example, to India to look at the team that is working on whatever scene, and then someone to fly to Los Angeles to do something else. It is like in terms of project management, super super hard, super stressful,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
really
imagine.
really stressful, and it's Web3, so you
Everything is
need to be
new.
there. Everything is new. You need to be there all the time for on Discord. The founders, us as founders, we're all the time on our Discord. It's not like we don't have, like, of course, we have admins and mods, but we go on our Discord every day. Um, we tweet every day. You need to validate all the content that goes outside. It is hard. So there's like no weekends. There's nothing like a weekend or like a holiday.
Yeah, not in this
It's
case. It's not possible.
exactly. Since I embarked in this journey, I didn't take one day of leave, even after we dropped the episode. You have then the mint, you have then like other stuff. As a matter of fact, we just dropped episode 2, but episode 3 is like 70% done. So like a lot of things continue to happen at the same time. The drawing, the teams, etc. So like there's literally no rest. So in terms of like what was difficult, everything, but the main thing is to make it happen. So yeah, that's what I that's for me the most important thing is like difficulties then become lessons, become anecdotes, become these things, and the most important thing is to make it happen.
Yep.
Um, and that's what we're doing.
And did you feel like relief when the first episode came out and everything was like smooth?
Yeah, the funny thing is like on Discord, the moment everybody's like, when
Yes.
episode, you drop the episode, when episode two, you drop episode two, when episode three. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a never-ending cycle, you know. So yeah.
We have a question here from Season asking, where do you guys receive the funding from? Because it's very expensive to produce many episodes like this.
So the first episode we did it out of our pockets. Um, for me, it was a bit easier because it came at the time where Bored Apes airdropped actually some serums to us. So I was able to sell them so I can inject all that money in the production. My business partner did the same thing. He brought money out of his own pocket, and we started this. And then we sell an episode, we produce that episode. We sell, we produce. So, for example, now we released episode two, and now we will open the mint of episode three, even though 70% of it is already made, but we will sell it and then we will release it. So that money helps us actually to, even like when you go to sleep at night, you know that you raise the funds so you can pay 66 people that are working in the different studios that we are using, plus all the mods, all the admins, all the consultants that we have, ourselves, you know, like the rent and everything of the studio that we have in Dubai and all that. So it started like self-funded, and then selling the NFTs helped us a lot, especially to go like in big bang mode and bring like Digitunes, bring the people like Just Fool, bring a Hollywood screenwriter. You can guess like these guys cost a lot of money
Yep.
to get them on board. So selling the NFTs was very helpful to be able to do all that.
All right. Thanks. You guys have any other question? Agent, like feel free to come up on stage or type them in the thread, the Red Ape Family. I see Kenny is typing something. Let me check. How do you get to a point where you can cover your operating cost and production without having to rely on the last episode sale? It sounds like paycheck to paycheck. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is not paycheck to paycheck, to be honest. So having selling an NFT helps us actually to go bigger and bigger. So if I want to go and bring like Denzel Washington to voice act, for example, it gives me that freedom to be able to do that. If I want to go crazy and bring like a big guy to come as a director and direct an episode, I can do that. If I want to bring like Steve Harvey to do voice acting of a character, I can do that. Or Joe Rogan, we're like in discussions with him right now
Mm-hmm.
to bring him in the fourth episode. So that's like what the money raised helps us to do. And also you can look at the long-term plan, like your continuity. Okay, now I know that I can produce 10 episodes, for example. I can go for another season. I can do this. I can do that. I can hire more people. I can have two animation teams, for example. So I can make episodes every 6 weeks instead of every 8 weeks. So that's why selling these NFTs is very important, because it gives you that freedom and the opportunity to think really long term and to make the show even bigger and bigger, to put even more eyes on
All right. And he said Elon Musk for the smart ape, please.
it. Would be we already have a baby Elon in our show, and I'm not gonna lie, we have talked to some people to make this reach to him, but I think with the Twitter thing going on with him right now, I think he's very busy.
Yeah.
But it would be dope. Like then, if this happens, like floor price will be I don't know, it will get crazy anyway. But yeah, that would be kind of like dope to have him on the show, definitely.
And I saw like yeah, Two Chainz, the like, executive producer. Like, how do you approach those guys? Like, did you had like connection with him already? Like, how do you do to approach those like stars? Like you were talking about Joe Rogan, like giving example of Steve Harvey, Elon Musk, and everything. So like,
Yeah,
how do you approach
so
those people?
I'm gonna be super transparent with you guys. So for Two Chains, it wasn't very hard because my business partner is like best friend with the son of Steve Harvey, who is from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Two Chains is from Atlanta. He hooked us up. We had
Yeah,
a Zoom call,
and
started
voila.
talking. He got interested. It was the first NFT that he bought, and now he comes to us also like for advice for NFTs. And with Two Chains, it's he's a very big businessman. He's not just about
Mm-hmm.
music. He got like his liquor brand, his cigars, like a lot of fashion things that he likes to do. And he can come, like for example, and make the music for the show, or like voice act or something, but he doesn't want to make the show about him.
Yep.
So what he likes is to give advice, give direction, tell you where you fucked up, where you did well, and so that's like the kind of support we're getting from Two Chains and
Okay.
the people around him. For Joe Rogan, because our screenwriter is a Hollywood guy, and he is the one who did. He helped writing the documentary of Michael Bisping. I don't know if you guys know who's Michael Bisping is. Like a very big UFC fighter. He is retired now, so he did his documentary about his life when he was fighting in the UFC, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Rogan was part of the people who came and spoke in the documentary. Our screenwriter got to know him. They spent like a lot of days together, etc. And he's also like very connected with people from Hollywood. Um, he proposed already a couple of actors to bring them to the Red Ape family, and we're like looking at in which episode we're gonna put these actors, etc. When we say actors, obviously like they're famous, people know them by their face, but in our show, it's either you recreate the character as as a cartoon character,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and he voices his own character, or you give his voice to, I don't know, like a cat or an ape or a dog or whatever. So this is like how basically we get to these celebrities. We're in discussions with some other ones. Sometimes it works and it happens and it's good, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
So
I mean,
we talked with others. Sometimes they ask for some crazy sums of money, and it doesn't work out. And so yeah, that's I'm being very transparent and telling you exactly like
yeah.
how things are
I
happening organically in the background.
And another question that pops into my mind, like, is there any advantages of holding one, two, all the 10 episodes?
Yes. So everything that we do is either shared at 25% or 50%
Mm-hmm.
with our holders in terms of like, except for the mint, but like royalties, ad revenue from product placement, these things, the also the streaming and all this. The people who hold all the NFTs, they get an additional 24%. So that's the advantage of like always holding all the NFTs from one to wherever we reach in the season.
Okay, yeah, I saw like there's like many different names for holding more than one and also one. So start with the big
We're
guy.
gonna yeah, we're gonna streamline that. It's a lot of yeah, the gibbon, the silverback, and yeah.
All right, let me check. all say that's a good incentive. Of course it is. And yeah, I don't have any more question. It's like you were clear, transparent. That's what we like, and that's I think how a good project tends to work in this space. The more transparent and clear you are about the project, the more chance you have to make it. And like guys, if you have any other question, don't be shy. Come either
I think
on video.
Kenny asked another
Yep,
question.
I'm impressed in the chance I'm a listener could get whitelisted for the next drop.
The answer is yes.
Okay, let me
The
take
answer is yes.
a screenshot of the people here, and I'll send. I'll get the wallet of them, and I'll send it to you on the in
Okay.
the DMs. Screenshot. Let's go. Okay, I'll do that after the AMA.
Okay.
So
Our
it's
mint is happening on Thursday. So you can get me the wallets
yeah, I'll
even
do
till Wednesday. That would be
right after like we finish the AMA. I open a thread with like the people
okay.
here, and ask them the wallet with and I'll pressure them. And if they don't send me, like let's say for tomorrow, it's not my problem anymore. But I'll ping them. I'll make sure like everyone's here get them get their whitelist. And thank you very much for that, by the way.
Of course, the pleasure is mine. You guys have given me the time and the chance to come and share my passion with you. Very thankful.
Checking. I'm gonna do a last call for question intervention on stage if you guys want to speak, and if not, I guess we can close up this AMA. Not seeing anyone typing. No hand raised. Yeah, I guess the blessed son. We're gonna like finish this AMA. Thank you very much for being there, and yeah, talked about your
Thank you so
patient.
much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you all very soon, either in our Discord, Twitter, and I hope you will enjoy watching episode 2 and continue being a loyal Red Ape Family viewer when we drop all the upcoming episodes as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I will talk in the DMs. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Bye.